Hello, everyone, and welcome to What Am I Drinking Today? Today, I am going into wines, and I've seen a bottle that was fairly cheap at the liquor store, and I was very curious about it because Okanagan wine, which is this wine here is from the Okanagan, has a tendency to be a little bit more expensive due to the amount that it can produce and all kind of little details I will not get into right now. Normally, the price of a bottle is a little bit more expensive in the Okanagan Valley, and this one was around the $13 mark, 13.50, something along those lines. Now, it is a new winery that is part of a Terrabella group, which is kind of like shareholders putting their money together to get a quality of wine and different type of wineries. Now, the one we're doing today is the Tolkien Stories. The bottle is somewhat amazing. So there's that crazy story that you cannot all see here because there's a guy standing in front. You go in the back, the same story is there, but it's written upside down, as if you could see through the bottle and check the secret of the story behind. It is very amusing. Something with what is that, peregrine and unicorns and stuff like this. It makes absolutely no sense, but it is very entertaining. Which, therefore, I assume Tolkien stories. One of those things you get drunk and put some stories together. That's the feeling it gives me when I see that bottle and the title and all that fun stuff. Now, what can it do about a winery? It is new, so I believe this is their first vintage. The 2013 in the red one, I think the 2014 in the white one. It is a very interesting winery. I'm curious to see where it will go because it is part of a group of wineries, so I'm assuming they try to keep the personalities of all the individual little wineries, but they work together as a group with the Terrabella umbrella thing. Now, what does the wine look like? Well, I poured myself a glass, and in one of my fancy glass again, it is a deep purple. Very, it's a brand new winery again, so I'm assuming that their wine are not going to be all... They're not going to be aged. They're not going to be like extraordinary with the details of the little subtle flavors or whatnot. It is just a nice, beautiful little looking wine that is fresh, and I'm assuming it's a blend because it's not written on the bottle or in the taste, not the taste, the wine description that I was reading about. So I'm assuming it is a blend. And now, what is in that blend? Let's see if we can pinpoint anything on the nose here. It's that leather and the dark cherry. So there's a few wine that do that, but reminds me a lot of like those Shiraz and Malbec type of wine with a touch of possibly a Merlot or something along those lines. Don't believe there's a lot of strong Cabernet in there if there's any, but very interesting. Very nice on the nose. It smells very cakeish. Yeah, not quite Forêt Noire, but you get the idea. Like touch of vanilla, maybe, but maybe there's those cherry peeks out like you wouldn't believe, with a light little hoppiness to it. Which I'm assuming if they used it, it probably is not American, and if it is not for very long. Oh, in the mouth, what do we get again? Something a touch fizzy to it. Kind of interesting because I would expect that from those fizzy wines that are made to be fizzy. It is not fizzy per se, but it does that fizzy feeling in the mouth. Those dark cherries are definitely there. I get them. They are strong. They're like overpowering my mouth right now. It is pleasant. If you like something like a cherry juice, it is not a cherry juice per se, but it very tastes like a lot like it. I get a little bit of the dryness of the tannins. From the oak feels a lot like French oak, and I don't know if it is. Don't quote me on it, but it feels like a light French oak, barreled up, not too long. Give them the little flavor they were looking for without overpowering the grapes themselves. I'd like to say I'm very pleased with this wine. For the $13 mark, especially for an Okanagan wine, oh my, this is a revelation! A revelation, I'd like to say. Yeah, Terrabella Group. I'll have to look into them a little bit more, but this is this is a good introduction to their group. I do know that they possess, was that they bought Perseus Winery. Perseus was not doing very, very good. Their wine quality was to be desired. They had a few good wine, but not a whole lot. They are situated in Penticton, pretty much right when you get out of Penticton towards Naramata Bench, where this wine is in Kelowna, down the Mission Hill area, if you want. So they're very, very far apart, those two wineries, which can pertain to a lot of very good quality later down the road. Especially if they start to work together as wineries and start mixing their grape and their different flavors they get from the different terroirs. This is looking very good. So they have the Hatch, Tolkien Stories, Perseus, and I believe there's another one. I cannot, it's not coming through my head right now. Whatever. Hey guys, $13 something wine? Wow, go and do it. Do yourself a favor, go and try out that winery. I'll show you the bottle again. It is very, very interesting. I cannot wait to see what will happen with those wines. The winery itself, they have shareholders, so it's either it's gonna keep going up until they get tired, or until they mess up so bad that they cannot really make money anymore. But so far, Tolkien Stories, well, you'll have me talking about you at the very least. So, congratulations. This is a good wine, and I cannot wait to see what will come up next from you. Parabella Group also, I have my eyes on you now. Guys, go and enjoy good old Tolkien Stories for a cheap price, especially coming through the holidays. You may want to have a few bottles of them with your family and whatnot. That's the one. Buy a case if you can. I'll see you guys next time.